Another birthday. I just had one like a few months ago, it feels like. Wow, when you're younger, you can't wait to have them. When you're older, you dread them. What does it mean when your birthday, the age that you are, is the same as the year you were born? I was born in 62, and I'm 62. So what does that mean? I think that's something special, I hope. Maybe I should enter the lottery this year or something. When you're younger, you take everything for granted, including time itself. And when you're older, you learn to value the special things in life. And time is definitely one of those. And for those of you who keep asking, I am 6 years older than Dr. Berg, and I am 10 years older than Dr. Greger. That's a decade older. I like both those guys a lot. Just because I don't eat like them doesn't mean I don't like them. Greger is such a sweetheart. You can't help but love the guy. He's so entertaining. And I'm almost 20 years older than Brian Johnson. Talk about not being afraid of the sun. I mean, I'm in Vegas. It's 120 degrees. I go for 4 walks a day in the middle of the day, 12 noon, 2 p.m. when the sun is at its brightest. It's 120 degrees. I'm in the desert, and I go for a walk with no hat, no sunscreen, never use sunscreen. And I've been doing this for 40 years, okay? I don't have wrinkles, all right? I don't have skin cancer. The sun is not bad for you. You need it for vitamin D, K, iron, and all that stuff. So for those of you, oh, by the way, this is real hair. Yes, it is real hair. And for those of you who say I have plastic surgery and Botox, thank you so much. Thank you for the compliments. But honestly, if I had Botox, I would want my money back. That is not something that I would want, but anyway, so what can I say? So what else do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Well, I've never in my life have I ever touched alcohol or coffee. I've never drank coffee, never smoked anything. So that right there alone is 3 major things that most people do. What else? I don't do sugar. I avoid sweet things as much as possible. I don't do bread or anything made with flour or baked in an oven. That's a huge one. That's probably one of the biggest ones right there. Yeah, okay. I go in the sun, unlike most people. I exercise. I go to the gym 3-4 days a week. I do weights. I do resistance training. I walk 10,000 steps a day in the middle of the day in the bright sun, no hat, no sunscreen. For those of you who say it's genetic, I don't think so. I was so sick and unhealthy for the first 30 years of my life. I almost died a few times. I had glasses thicker than my thumb. I don't need glasses anymore. I used to get chronic bronchitis like 3-4 times a year. I was so bad. I mean, my heart was given out by the time I was 30. I had things that I can't even describe I had. It was bad. I was bleeding when I went to the bathroom. I was so sick. And I never drank, I never smoked, never did alcohol. You know what it was? Most of it was bread, sugar, refined carbs, cookies, pastries, ice cream, all the modern food crap that people love to eat. So as soon as I got over that, this happened. So what do I eat? Well, first of all, I don't hate fruit. I love fruit, especially in the summertime. I eat fruit, but I don't go crazy with it, and I definitely don't juice it. That concentrates the sugars. For those of you who want to learn more about that, I made a video called Why Sugar Ages You, especially in refined foods and carbs. You know, ice cream, bread, all the refined carbs turn into sugar in your body. Anything that's sweet tasting, even like the kombucha that people buy, they think it's healthy because it's a fermented cultured food. If it tastes sweet, they added a lot of sugar to it to make it. You know, real fermented foods, real cultured food is sour. That's what makes it, all the bacteria poops out acids, and that's what makes it sour tasting, and that's why it's good for you. They put sugar in it to keep the stuff alive on the shelf for 10 years, and so you will like it. It's because nobody likes sour food, they like sweet food. So anything that you buy that's cultured, you know, yogurt or kombucha, all that stuff, the kefir, it needs to be sour. That's how you can tell it's the real thing. If it's really sweet tasting, you're getting more sugar than you are benefit out of that thing. And sugar ages you. It feeds cancer. It feeds viruses, bacteria, parasites, fungus, mold, yeast, and all that other stuff. So yeah, maybe what I do isn't fun for most people, but hey, this is the result. I am not unhappy. I don't feel like I'm lacking anything in life. And if those of you who've seen the foods that we eat, we are definitely not lacking. In our cookbook, Kara and I show you how to make everything from chocolate cake to garlic naan to creme brulee, you name it, the healthy versions of the foods that you grew up with, but they're the healthy versions. I avoid dairy as much as possible. Nothing made with flour or wheat, nothing baked in an oven. Forget the dairy. As you know, I love eating plants. I don't like the idea of killing animals. So, I mean, it's basic stuff. I'm not a what do you call it, fanatic. I'm not a fanatic about it. If I go out to a restaurant, maybe once a year I'll have a piece of cheesecake. Oh my God, or some Thai food or something. I don't know what they put in there. I mean, could be fish sauce in there. I don't know. I don't care. It's not a big deal. I don't like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. People are so fanatical about stuff. You need to chill a little bit. Now, there are those people who say everything in moderation. That's an excuse to eat the bad stuff. Yeah, today I just have a little bit of a donut. Tomorrow I have a little bit of ice cream. The day after that I have a little bit of pizza. The day after that a little bit of cookie. Like, come on, cereal and pasta and just a little bit. I'm moderating. Every day you've got some kind of junk you're putting in. That adds up. I mean, how many drops of poison can you take before it leaves? Anyway, I don't want to lecture, okay? I want to have fun in life, and that's another thing that I like to do. Is I like to feel good. I like to look at the positive side of life and not be too stressed. So that's the big one. If anything stresses you out, run the other way as much as possible. It's just not worth it. Now, some things you have to deal with, but do whatever it takes to make peace and get on with your life. As far as supplements, 50 milligrams zinc once a day with a meal, spoonful of magnesium at night, and of course I take my age-free every day, the most powerful adaptogens in the world. What else? What else? Find your passion in life. Follow that. It might not make sense. Your brain might say, well, you could lose money, you could lose your job, your house, your relationships, whatever, But everybody who's ever made it in life followed their passion. And maybe they sacrificed a lot of stuff on the way, but they got there, and that's what they're here to do. If you don't follow your path, you're going to be miserable, and you'll slowly be dying inside. Relationships. Find one that works. Don't try to make it work. Don't compromise. I mean, if it's not working, it's not working. You can't change people. Find someone that's just right and just never expect them to change. That's a big one. People think they can fix somebody. They think if I wait long enough, if I'm a good example, they'll follow me, whatever, all the excuses. No, people usually don't change. I'm thankful, so thankful for Kara. She's such a miracle in my life. And so is every other girlfriend I've ever had. Every one of them has been a miracle in my life. Thank you all. You helped contribute to my life in such a big way. And I am very thankful for that. And if there's one thing that you should value in your life, it's the people in your life. And what else? Go to sleep early. Like, stop eating 3 hours before bed. You heard me say this all the time. Go to sleep early, like 9, 10 o'clock. Get your sleep. Don't go to sleep with a cell phone blaring in your eyes or anything like that. Get good sleep, exercise, go outside. Sweat a little bit in the real world, sunlight, exercise, walking, avoid the refined foods. I am not afraid of olive oil. I am not afraid of coconut oil. There's people, okay, you would classify me as, people like to call me a high-fat, low-carb person. High protein, high-fat, low-carb. Okay, call me whatever you want. I love the olive oil. I love coconut oil. I like avocados. I eat tons of peanut butter. Handfuls of peanuts all the time. I mean, aflatoxins. I'm fine. Some people have nut allergies or weird allergies. Clean your liver. If you want to be, food allergies is a sign that your liver isn't clean. Stop the alcohol, stop the bread, stop the sugar, stop all the bad crap. Well, if you can't stop all that, then don't complain about your allergies. I had so many allergies when I was younger. I mean, I got shots once a week, and my mom had to drive half an hour for me to get a shot from a doctor. And allergies, I don't think they worked. I had to have an inhaler. I took ephedrine pills. I mean, I was wheezing. I could barely breathe. I sounded like a whistle when I was breathing. I had asthma attacks. And it was all because of the bread and the sugar and the dairy and the donuts and the cookies and the cereal. Oh, soda pop. Oh my God. I was back in the 70s. It was Orange Crush and 7-Up. That's all I drank. Unbelievable. And cereal. Oh my God. Captain Crunch and Cracker Jack. I had those. Cookies, chocolate, cheese, bread, you name it. So yeah, so that's what was killing me. Anyway, really, what a change in my life. I think something else that keeps you young is finding peace in your life. You know, just being at peace with waking up every morning and being excited. You have another day, and like the potential of that day, the wow, what could happen today? All the creative things that could happen, you know, the good stuff. I mean, I look forward to all the good possibilities of good. I don't wake up in the morning thinking of all the things that could go wrong and all the things that I hate and all the things that are burdening me down. I wake up with new life, like a child, like, oh, that's why children are, at least when I was young, and everybody was excited about all the potentials of life. You fantasized about all the great things that could happen. I don't think children dwell on all the bad things that could happen. That's an adult thing. I think as you get older, you start dwelling on the bad stuff. When you're younger, you dwell on the good stuff and all the fun things. You make your imagination, you know, the stuff that could happen. Wow, one day I might be an astronaut. One day I might be a movie star. You know, everybody fantasizes when they're younger. Then when they get older, they go, oh, you know, they come up with excuses why it didn't happen, how everybody's better off than them, and all negative. You know, that's what's killing you. And it's not money. It's not money that makes you happy. I mean, simplify your life so you don't have bills and debts and things. Live a simple life, and then maybe acquire some things along the way if you're able to. But that's not what life's about. Life is about being free to be you. The best moment the freest, the most exciting I ever felt was when I gave up everything I had, walked out in the desert naked. I didn't have clothes. I didn't have an identity. I didn't care. I was standing naked on a rock, and it was just me and the lizards and the rabbits and the birds and the sunlight. And I was like, this is life. I felt so good. I didn't have any, my mind was clear. You know, you just live in the moment and just feel good about it. And then, you know, and then if you go back to society and you start becoming a member of the world again, then keep it simple as much as you can and be thankful for everything that's given to you. You know, it's the basic stuff. It's the basic stuff in life. Be thankful. Be appreciative. And the more you appreciate, the more you're thankful you are for stuff you have and your experiences, the more you're given. It's somehow you're proving, like, think about it. If you were, would you give gifts to somebody who doesn't appreciate anything? Or would you give gifts to somebody who does? Well, that's life. That's God. That's you have to prove that you can appreciate life, that you're not this grumpy, miserable, horrible person who just looks at the bad side and doesn't appreciate stuff. The more you appreciate the little things in life, the fact that the sun is shining, that the bird is chirping, that you have eyes and lungs and breath, then you start getting things, and things start coming to you. And the more you appreciate, the more you're given. And it helps also to pass some of that stuff along to others, because sharing is part of life. And as you get things and you don't hoard them and you keep giving them, you keep getting more, because you've proven that you're not this hoarder and you're not selfish. And so it's all part of it. That's all part of the package deal of staying young. So there's profound advice from Marcus. Nothing you've never heard before, I know, but I'm I'm reaffirming the truth of life. Okay, well, I don't know if I said anything but that you haven't heard before, but at least I'm reaffirming it. That's the way it is. I'll see you next week. Until then, bye. Heck, I haven't even entered puberty yet.
I still have training wheels on my bicycle. Life's too short to grow up.